Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Watkins, recording at a ridiculously early hour on Sunday morning here at this place I call Tranquility Base. This is the introduction, if you will, to a story that I hope to tell you over time. I am compelled to do that. You guys know I'm a storyteller. And as you may have seen how I've alluded to this on social media over the last few days and weeks, Dana and I have been living out an extraordinary story here. I have come to think of it as a season in life that is unlike anything I've ever experienced, particularly with regard to the bottom line topic of faith. If you followed me over the years, if you've read my stuff, you know I'm a very transparent guy. I'm a guy who believes that there are so many lessons to be learned from our mistakes, not just from our victories and our times on the mountaintop, but if we can make our way through those mistakes and those missteps, to share those with others is for the greater good, because somebody might be going through the same thing. Here's the thing about social media, and I love social media, you guys know that. I'm a mass media guy, among many other things, and the ability to have a platform and give a message to hundreds or thousands of people with the click of a button is an amazing thing to me. It's just what I love to do, and it's a big part of who I am. But the social media thing, you all know this, it gives us this ability to paint this picture. Oftentimes we'll post about this beautiful vacation we're on down the Caribbean where the water is so blue and the drinks are so refreshing and so cold, or we'll post about the amazing achievements of our children, and because we're so proud of them, or the new home we have, or the new vehicle we have, and life seems, we give this portrayal of life being good all the time. And we all know that's not true. And that's there's so many studies about social media and the effects that it has on us with regard to depression and self-esteem and so many other things. I try to share it all. I try to give the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think I said recently, you've seen us over time here at Tranquility Base post pictures and stories about harvesting squash and making pickles and making tomato juice and beautiful sunsets here on the White River. And even most recently, it's lambing season here. The amazing joy of walking out into a pasture and finding a newborn set of twin lambs. And I think I said recently, our story has not been all beautiful sunsets and baby lambs recently. Dana and I have been living through some extraordinary opportunities and some crazy big challenges with regard to career opportunities and just the way that we like to live here, creating and giving birth and life to things. And you guys also know that I'm not a preachy person. I'm not an in-your-face person about religion. I'm as disgusted with religion as many of you are in the modern day. But I am a person of faith, and I don't mind talking about it, and I talk about it through my own story. It's my story. You can discount it or not believe it or believe it, but it's my story. And that's the way I like to share. Beginning this season, whatever it is, began in around October. I'll come back at a later time and I'll plug in a lot of the details. But it began in October with career opportunities, and then there are actually more career opportunities right now at this moment. For example, we recently had one opportunity here at Tranquility Base to become the primary fresh vegetable supplier to a nonprofit here in the Ozarks that serves about 400 kids a week. It's going to be a big deal. That's just one example of the opportunities that have been put before us, of several. And every time one of these amazing opportunities comes up, any one of which you'd be thrilled to have just one in a year, a wall has been put up. A barrier to that thing. Guys, I don't often speak like this, but what has been so crazy for us to observe is that every time a major barrier has been put up to X opportunity, God has crushed that barrier. He has either crushed it or he has made a path around it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm living it. And it is happening. I have thought a lot about the life of Moses recently. And when he went to Mount Sinai, God said, Moses, I need you to go. And I thought a lot about Moses and Noah. God commanded Noah to go build a boat. It hadn't rained. It had never even rained. Go build a boat. Noah built a boat. God told Moses to go lead his people out of Egypt, lead them to freedom and a new life, lead them to the promised land. And Moses said, Lord, who am I? I am slow of speech. Who am I? And God said, go, I will give thee the words. I will prop you up. Tell them that I am sent you. And as Moses led his people through the desert, all these difficulties came up, all these barriers, all these walls. And every time one came up, God crushed it. God destroyed it. I'm not Noah, and I'm not Moses. I'm just a guy here doing what he loves. But I have witnessed that very thing in recent months. I have witnessed the power of faith. I am a flawed, weak, selfish man. But I've always been able to keep my faith through the mountaintops and through the valleys. And it suddenly is as if God's doing something with that. I know that sounds weird. I don't know how else to explain it. I keep using this word extraordinary, but it is an extraordinary story. Because of certain circumstances, I still can't go into a lot of the details about all of those, but I can't wait. Soon I can. Soon. I can't wait to tell you about it. It is so powerful. So I want to end. I'm coming up on 10 minutes here, and I want to end this. And I will just leave you with this. If you are going through difficulties, if you are experiencing barriers and walls and spiritual attacks on pursuing your purpose or pursuing your mission or your love, stay in the faith. faith unleashes God's power. It took me 50 years to get to the point where I understood that. And I try to live as weak as I am. I try to do my best. Thomas Merton had a prayer about just trying to do your best and how God honors that. But if you're experiencing those circumstances, just keep the faith. You will witness, you will see, I will promise you, you will see God acting out in your life because he loves you as his own. You will see him crush the obstacles. You will see him make new paths, build new roads, lead you out of that wilderness. I'll share more again next week. I hope to do this on a weekly basis from Tranquility Base, signing off. Have a great Sunday.